You're watching today's video technical update presented by FXTimes. It is Tuesday, July 6th, 2010. I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst, and I'll go over some developments in the Forex markets. In the US session today, the yen and euro were gainers while the US dollar and gold were losers. The euro was able to keep its gains on the greenback while the British pound could not. US dollar weakness and yen strength can be seen in the US dollar Japanese yen pair. Also, the dollar Canadian dollar pair appears to have completed a double top. Lastly, gold continues to head lower after topping and may be crashing through its current support near 1220. This video is being produced at about 12:45 p.m. Eastern during the US trading session. Here's a look at the euro dollar pair in the 1 hour time frame. Yesterday we saw this wedge pattern developing as the market dried up its volatility in observance of Independence Day in the US. However, in the Asian session we started to have some rally and into the European session. So here we have the European session. We kind of consolidated a bit, but in the US session the market jumped again. So this is reaching towards the 1.2750 area as expected. I'll be looking for topping action there, but the current rally is still strong, so yes, I will be stalking this rally and looking for that topping action in about 100 pips or so. While the euro dollar here continues to rally, let's take a look at the pound dollar. So pound dollar pair had a slight rally in the morning too, as the dollar was weak, but it was not able to continue, so it lost those gains immediately, and the market looks pressured here as it retests its previous top at 1.5230 area. So 1.5228, 1.5230 appears to be the top at the moment. Here we have this very strong rejection. So now looking at the daily, we know that we are at this important channel resistance, and it's continuing to attempt to break above, but the market has not allowed it. Here we basically we are starting to have some topping action, but it's unconfirmed. Back to the 1 hour time frame, a break below this area, 1.5080, may be a good sign that the market has topped. You see this market is right now in a sideways action, so this decline, the furthest we can expect is probably here at 1.51, but if that market breaks below 1.5080, then further decline can be expected. We may have some trouble with this rising support here, but if that breaks, then looking back at the daily again, this was the rising support. Here are some other supports. Here is one right here, this previous resistance area, just around 1.47. So that's the next support, and if that breaks, we could come back down to 1.4350, 1.43 area. Okay, so a little premature so far, talking about these targets, but the market looks like it may be topping. However, this 1.5080 area is an important area, a level to break for the bearish outlook. As I mentioned, the US dollar continues to be pressured. Here's the 1 hour time frame, and in the morning of the US session we had a very strong decline right here into this channel, sort of rising channel support, and the market has stalled there. There is a slight bullish divergence, but judging from price action, I would refrain from taking this as a low and projecting up a rally. The dollar is negative across the board, so that's another thing to consider. The yen is also strong, so the dollar yen looks like it's not ready to establish this bottom and rallying. Instead, I would not be surprised. Actually, let me turn to the daily. I would not be surprised to see further decline towards this 86 area. Okay, even though the market is here in the daily oversold, 1 hour time frame, we kind of got out of that, resolved that, so maybe we could continue declining once the market breaks this cleanly. Once the market breaks this support cleanly. Okay, Right now, see, we had a bounce and then another attempt. So we'll see. Here is the dollar Canadian dollar pair. First, I want to note that it has hit our target at 1.0650. So the market has reached that and has topped off. Today we see a very strong bearish move, and we see here in the RSI it's pretty much the momentum's kept under 60. So in the intermediate term, although this was a very strong move, we are seeing some resistance here between 78.6 and 61.8% retracement, and the momentum is not strong enough so far to show us a bullish mode. So at the moment, you see we may be entering into a sideways mode, even though we were pretty much in that kind of mode since 2009, sort of a sideways choppy but with a slightly bearish bias. So right now we have a first significant higher low here. So we are sort of turning this trend around, at least it looks like. But in the short term, we have some bearish attempt. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame. This bearish attempt completes this double or maybe even a triple top. I would consider double top. You know, this is one top here, and then here we have a channel up to this second top, and you actually see here a fractal double top in this second double top. Okay, you may notice that a lot in double top situations here. So this was a good, to me this looks like a very good double top as it broke below this 1.0550 area. You see here this was the previous resistance, tested here as support. So now that that has broken, we may be seeing a pullback, and in the 1 hour time frame we're very oversold, although that's a good sign for the bearish mode. So we may see some kind of pullback, and if this pullback is, now as I always do, look at this pullback, see if it tops off here, 38.2% retracement, maybe even 50%. Shouldn't really go up above 1.06. If it does, then I would think the market is continuing its rally. Now, as far as target is concerned, we see this, you know, here, if this is a 1, 2 and we have another wave, then this market can't come down below, let me go back here, can't come back below this area. So the market is actually at the moment respecting that area. Alright, so this area at 1.0470, if it's not respected, then so there's two confirmations. One is this pullback. If the pullback isn't strong, isn't able to break above this 50%, for example, then we have a bearish outlook. But we have to consider this alternative scenario where this may provide support. So if that breaks, however, then we could see a further decline, maybe towards this previous low here at 1.02. Okay, so that's it for the dollar Canadian dollar pair. Here's gold in the daily time frame. We see a topping action and a very strong bearish action here, and we may have continuation target 1160. Here the RSI is supported at 40, so if that breaks, that's further confirmation for the bearish outlook. 1 hour time frame, and I mentioned this last week, when we start to see very strong declines followed by some weak rally attempts. So these finally here we had this bearish attempt break an important support level. Here's a little pullback. Pulled back to the 50 moving average and almost like a slingshot. This was actually a slingshot. See, the market broke below the 2, came back up, tested it, and then swung down after testing the 200 moving average here in the 1 hour time frame. So here we have another kind of bearish attempt. We have a little pullback, can't even break below above the previous this power line here. So very weak and targeting 1160 if the current if the current pullback doesn't give us a very strong bullish attempt. That wraps it up for today. There won't be any videos tomorrow, but I will be presenting a Chartist Corner strategy session. Check out FXTimes.com for more analysis updates and register for live events such as the Chartist Corner. Once again, I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst here at FX Times, wishing you good trading.